In the flight training world, there are two different but equally important groups. Flight instructors, whose job it is to teach, encourage, and respect their clients, and students who believe it's their job to stop their instructors from breathing. These are their stories.
Alright, boys and girls, good morning. Welcome back to LewDix Aviation. I look tired. It's just gone 6:20 in the morning and I'm already out here on the go, ready for a day of flight instruction, and you are coming along with me for a day in the life of an independent flight instructor. I have no idea. Well, obviously people got to go to work, Lewis, so yeah, you do have an idea of why people are awake, but this is an ungodly hour to be awake. Let's get to the airport. Welcome to Orlando Executive Airport. And honestly, waking up early is not easy. It's become easier as I've got older, but it's still not easy. But I'll tell you what, that is a nice thing to wake up to. There's a Gulfstream that just blasted its engines as I was walking over, so that wasn't really that nice, but even so. We're here early, and this is the day in the life of an independent flight instructor. You're going to see my full day at work, and that consists of flying with 3 different students, and I've got them all back to back to back, so you're actually not going to see much on the ground at this point, but each of my students are at different stages of flight training, and you're going to see throughout the video where everyone is and how everybody does, and how, as a flight instructor, you kind of got to be a chameleon. You got to, you know, go from one student, deal with their needs, work with the next student, deal with their needs, and also different stages of flight training and so on and so forth. So it's a really interesting kind of dynamic that builds itself throughout the day. Going to be flying with Jonathan, then Ella, then Reggie, and Jonathan is actually working on going solo today. That's what we're hoping, and that's the reason that I'm starting so early. We're actually supposed to fly yesterday, but the winds were a little bit too high for a solo, so moved it to today and kind of squeezed him in front of Ella and Reggie. So I've not got much time on the ground, so you're not going to see much on the ground at the moment. But hopefully, if all goes well with the practice landings that we're going to go and do, because that's what I like to do before sending people solo, is to go up and practice with them, get them warmed up, get a couple of landings in there, and if that goes well, if those are smooth and consistent, then I'll hop out and we'll watch him from the ground, which is the plan. Now, another reason that I like doing solos early is because the winds are very, very calm, but also the airport is calm as well. Orlando Executive has become impossible to do anything after 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning. Just gets way too busy most of the time. It's really tough to get anything done, so that's another reason that we're out here very early. To try and set Jonathan up for success as well, you know, like give him a nice calm traffic pattern, no stress for a solo. So even though I don't like waking up this early, it's not about me. It's about setting Jonathan up for success. He has already pre-flighted. That's what I like my students to come and do. I teach them to pre-flight, and then they come out and get it done before I even arrive, which makes the day so much easier. So I'll come and double check Jonathan's work on the pre-flight. You see him there, fine specimen of a student, and yeah, but we'll talk more in a bit.
Here we are then, started up and actually with the run-up complete. We have a run-up area close to where we park the aircraft, so we use that before taxiing to the runway, which, as you know, a good run-up takes like 5 minutes or so. Add to that this very long taxi, which is another 5 minutes and 5 seconds of footage sped up. The reason for these slaloming taxi turns is because the airport's undergoing taxiway renovations, and they've actually changed the letters of some of the taxiways to make it even more confusing. It's a good challenge for my students though, as not everything will be rosy when they're out there on their own. They need to learn how to deal with out of the norm things like this. Stay tuned, by the way, because I'm going to show you these long taxi instructions a little bit later in the video, and I'm going to try and read them back without messing up. It's a tough one. But back to the task at hand. Jonathan wants to kick me out of the aircraft and go solo again, and to do that, all I need to see are a couple of smooth landings on the centre line. However, you can see the airport already starting to get busy with aircraft doing the run-up and waiting to take off. This is, unfortunately, foreshadowing. while we're up here and we don't have any interior cameras rolling yet, I might as well have showed you around downtown Orlando. This is it. First, this is Kia Center, home of Orlando Magic. I love going there to watch NBA basketball. This football stadium is home of Orlando City of the MLS. I've never been, but I can already see the comments.
You mean soccer stadium, right?
Nah, I don't. It's football. This is I-4, the absolute worst road in Orlando, and one I try to avoid like a new student avoids the rudder pedals. I'd rather be put into a spin on base to final than drive on that road. Doesn't matter if you choose a spin or I-4, either way, you're not getting home.
This is great banter.
Yeah, alright, cool. Request a full stop on this one.
Exact Tower, Skyhawk 734 Mike Golf, request full stop on this one.
Skyhawk 734 Mike Golf, Roger, have your request.
If they all go,
Mike
no.
Golf will be following the Skyhawk at your 12 o'clock. They haven't turned base yet, but they will be here shortly.
We have that traffic in sight, 734 Mike Golf, thank you.
Now at this point, the solo is happening. I can already see with the way Jonathan's flying, he's ready to bundle me out of the aircraft. The only problem with today is the traffic pattern is full of
I
aircraft.
can just see him over Melbourne.
I know, I see.
Sky 63670, traffic on the goes off, departing northwest, runway 25 at altitude, clear for takeoff, northwest approved.
So for 2 going northwest.
Approved, runway
Good.
25 off.
Get them all northwest. Get them out of here.
Alright, car P, power's coming back.
Scott 929, runway 25, clear touch and go. Clear touch and go, 39829. Scott 5 Mike Charlie, number 2, runway 25, clear touch and go. Scott 4 Mike Golf, number 3, runway 25, clear to land.
Number 3, runway 25, clear to land, 34 Mike Golf.
So how does a CFI know when a student is ready to solo? It's quite simple really. When you're able to sit and do nothing and basically become a passenger for the whole flight, that's my indicator to get out of the aircraft. When I can just watch and not have to jump in and help, it gives me the confidence to say, you're ready. The sweet, peaceful sound of the Lycoming engine is blissful on the approach as well. The blissful radio silence wasn't bound to last long though, as our plans were about to change substantially.
Oh, mate. Beautiful.
That felt good.
Very, very nice.
Scott 929, extend downwind. Extend downwind, 73929. Scott 5 Mike Charlie, extend downwind. We're going to extend our downwind, 945 Mike Charlie. And
right.
just for 929 and 5 Mike Charlie, you guys can expect at least 2, maybe 4 360s here. I've got about 7 aircraft down there. About 8, actually. Copy that.
8 and 4 360 on a downwind.
No.
Sky 5 Mike Charlie at midfield.
Let's
Just,
get
make
off
360
here
further
and,
at midfield 360.
did pretty good today.
Yeah,
I don't
so
send you
annoying.
final at about
4
a 2-mile
360,
final.
8 people. Alright.
Alright, let's, do you mind taking?
Yeah, Mike George.
Copy that, 739.
Mike George.
I actually really like that decision from Jonathan. He was quick to decide that he didn't want to go up and do his second solo in a full traffic pattern. And even if I was going up flying solo, I wouldn't want to go up in that mess. Flying is about mitigating risks, and he's shown good decision making there, in my opinion, and I'll back his decision. Now, what are we going to do with the rest of the lesson, you ask? You could go up again and continue the flight and make more money out of your student. It's not about that though, is it? I've seen all I need to see from Jonathan today, and therefore don't need to make him pay money for more time than he needs. We'll practice again before I send him solo next time, so why force him to spend more money now? Flight instruction is not about milking students for money. Yes, this session has now been cut short, but that doesn't matter. It's about the student. And I wish more flight schools and instructors would understand that. And speaking of understanding, try and work these taxi instructions out.
Alright, just get ready to write this down for me. Exec ground Sky 734 Mike Golf, Alpha 4 back to exec aero, ready for the letters.
November 734 Mike Golf, exec ground, taxi to parking via Alpha Bravo Charlie Echo 4 Foxtrot Alpha Golf cross 13.
Alpha Bravo Charlie Echo 4 cross 13 Foxtrot Alpha Golf to exec aero 734 my golf.
Awesome, Rebec. I commend you, man.
That was all off the top of the head as well. That was a good test.
There we go.
Performance-wise, absolutely fantastic. I just want to let you know that I don't have a problem sending you solo on performance. I think you've made a good decision there not to do it. Just hearing that, 4 360s on a downwind, 8 people waiting to take off, like...
Warm up area?
Yeah, at that point you're sitting on the ground for what? About at least half an hour.
Exactly.
Like,
I'll bring it maybe 1, 2, if that.
If that. I'm not annoyed at that decision. Like, we woke up early with the explicit intention of soloing, and it's not been possible because this airport just gets way too busy. So here's what I'm thinking, man. I'm thinking on weekends this place is okay because we've done that on that Sunday, right?
Right.
And it was
no
dead.
Issues. Yeah, it was
no
dead.
issues. Maybe we keep it for Sunday if we're going to do pattern work, because that's just ridiculous. Like, I didn't expect that.
Neither did I. It was nobody this morning.
No.
No, I mean,
like 3 people in the pattern, and then all of a sudden, just boom, 8 people waiting to take off. Nah, but hey, man, the performance-wise was very, very good. Literally, the only thing that I had to say was on that first upwind. It was just the wind was just pushing us off to the left a little bit, and it wasn't even that much. But taking off 2.5, if it's going to push it might push you into the Bravo just to the south of the airport. So that's something to just be aware of. But landings were absolutely glorious. So,
yeah, those landings felt really good.
Oh man, they were spectacular.
Got the horn going, got this nice squeaky tire rub on there.
Exactly. Greaser. I still can't. I didn't know we were down. Really good, man.
I appreciate that.
Sometimes things don't work out the way that you plan, and you have to adjust. If that isn't the life of a pilot, I don't know what is. While we can't solo today, we did solo again on another day, and there's a video about that coming to my channel soon. So get yourself subscribed if you're not already, and hit the notification button so you don't miss that video. I just want to point something out here. Look at that monstrosity of a taxi clearance. Alpha Bravo Charlie Echo, Echo 4 Foxtrot, Alpha Golf. Unbelievable.
So sometimes things don't go to plan, and that is the reality of flight training. Sometimes there's so many variables that can stop you from progressing, which, to let you know how I'm feeling as a flight instructor, I'm feeling a little bit frustrated is the good word, because Jonathan should be up there, but because a lot of other people are up there, he made a decision not to go solo in the pattern. And to be honest with you, I probably would have made the same decision. 8 people waiting to take off, 2 aircraft that just got told as we landed that they were going to do at least 4 360s in the traffic pattern. That's not my idea of a fun solo time. Obviously, the point of doing a solo is to get the experience on your own. And it still would have been an experience on his own, but you're going up there to do landings, and it's just to put yourself into a stressful situation, especially as a student pilot. I think it was a good decision, to be honest, but it is frustrating that we came again to Orlando Executive to try and get something done, and you just can't get anything done here. I went up with a student the other week, and we did, I think, 1.3 and got 2 landings out of it. It's just, you can't do it here. So you got to pick and choose your times really well. So that's why I was saying that maybe we come back on a weekend on a Sunday and try it. But anyway, waiting for Ella. She's the next victim. And we're going to be working on landings as well. So that is flight number 2 in the day in a life of a flight instructor.
Any questions, comments, concerns before we get on the road?
No concerns. Just really interested to see how you do with this really long clearance for the taxi runway 25.
But don't hold your breath. Imagine he gives it to me and I'm like, oh shoot, my pen wasn't working. That is Orlando Executive Ground, 734 Mike Golf, run up complete.
November 734 Mike Golf, runway 25 at Alpha 2, taxi via Golf, Alpha, Foxtrot, Echo 4, Echo, Charlie, Bravo, Alpha, cross runway 13.
Runway 25 via Golf, Alpha, Foxtrot, Echo 4, Echo, Charlie, Bravo, Alpha, cross runway 13, 734 Mike Golf.
4 Mike Golf, great reback, thank you.
Woohoo! All right, now let me figure out where I'm going.
November 734 Mike Golf, fly runway heading runway 25 Alpha 2, cleared for takeoff.
Yeah, don't do it, birds, don't do it.
November 9 Romeo Alpha rolling out
Welcome to the sky.
Ooh, it's been a while.
Been a while.
Oh, I do feel it pushing a bit.
We'll extend.
So Ella's pre-solo and has been progressing really well. She studies a lot, has a knowledge exam done, and is full steam ahead trying to get to that first solo. Standing in her way are landings. Finding those smooth, consistent landings is the most difficult part of flight training, as I say all the time. And that's what we're going to be working on today as we battle some crosswinds.
Yeah, the wind is definitely coming from that direction. Nicely done though. Cool, nice and symmetrical.
November 4 Mike Golf, make a wide left 360, report rejoining the downwind.
As for my day and how this affects it, you might be thinking, well, you're just doing the same thing that you did with Jonathan, so it's easy. It's not quite right. All of my students are at a different stage of training, and at Ella's stage, while she performs really well, she still needs me there for support from time to time. It's becoming less and less, which tells me she's getting close to kicking me out, but as a CFI, I need to adapt to her needs and forget about my previous flight.
734 Mike Golf, back on downwind.
4 Mike Golf, roger, extend it. You're looking for a Cirrus on about a 6-7 mile final.
Extending downwind, 734 Mike Golf, looking for traffic.
Cool. Now just widen out a little bit because we're
Confirm 3050 off.
going a little bit too close. So alright, let's look for this Cirrus.
Runway 25.
Traffic in sight, 734 Mike Golf.
This ridiculous head nod isn't just me being an idiot, it's an acknowledgement that my student found the traffic that she was looking for before I did, which is exactly what I want to see.
November 4 Mike Golf, follow that traffic. You're number 2, runway 25, cleared, touch and go.
Doing a very nice job of fighting this at the moment, doing a very, very nice job. You can see we're still tracking the centre line, which is perfect. The tough one. But your speed's perfect, your speed's exactly where it needs to be. Doing this. Fight those tendencies to undo the good work that you've been doing.
Downwind, you're going to be following a Columbia on a 3-mile final, and it will be a full stop taxi back. I've got numerous departures to get out that are waiting.
Sending downwind, following the traffic, right 344.
Great job, excellent job. Stupendous job. Amazing. Brilliant. Start that transition to the end of the runway. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Beautiful! Oh my god!
Alright, so...
Wow! Oh, what a landing! What a crosswind landing for the first one back! That's it! That's the technique there. You didn't over-focus on anything. I see the runway transition. Touchdown with this wheel first, then that wheel, then the nose wheel. That's all you can ask for. That's a crosswind landing right there. That's it. That's the technique.
Ooh, that one felt good.
That was brilliant.
It actually ended up being a little bit smoother than I anticipated. I feel like I'm still getting used to the level of the ground.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. That's what I've noticed. So I'm gonna give you some kind of tips as you're going into land until you don't need me anymore. What we are working on at the moment is our crosswinds. So that is exactly what we need every single time. Keep fighting those crosswinds. Do a nice job.
Executive Tower, Skyhawk, November 738, Lima Mike. With information Papa inbound from the west, about 10 miles to the west-northwest.
November 738 Lima Mike, Orlando Executive Tower, enter a right downwind for runway 25 and continue.
Perfect speed. Perfect.
Okay, enter a right downwind for runway 25 and continue 8 Lima Mike.
Career track 323, maintain VFR outside the class Bravo, frequency change approved.
There it is. Second crosswind.
Frequency change approved. Have a good day. Career track 323.
And we roll. There you go, aileron into the wind. Very nicely done. Second crosswind landing complete.
Not quite as smooth as the first.
Not quite, but still the crosswind correction was there. There was just a little balloon because there was a little bit of a jerk on the pullback.
Yeah, I feel like when I pulled the power, we really dropped.
Yeah, start that transition a little bit earlier. That's why I'm telling you, quick. Okay, start that transition so you can start slowly pulling that nose up and moving to the end of the runway.
Gotcha.
But the crosswind controls have been there on both of them. That's why we're here. That's why we're still alive.
Woo!
Hey, great job. Look at us, centre line up again. You've got your airspeed.
423 Charlie Sierra, just joining final for 25.
November 423 Charlie Sierra, Executive Tower. You're number 2 now, following a Skyhawk 1.5 mile final, runway 25, clear to land.
Clear to land, number 23 Charlie Sierra.
Perfect transition. Oh, it's perfect. Yep, just patient with it. Perfect. Best crosswind landing you've done. Yes!
Oh, that one was not.
What a landing that was. Great transition, you were patient with it. Because if you'd have yanked that back, we would have ballooned a little bit, but you didn't. You were nice and patient, glorious, amazing.
Romeo 7, looking.
What a landing! Hey, so all three had the crosswind controls in there, landed on this wheel, that wheel, that wheel.
Information pop on, there's run-ups required.
Perfect, every time. That's what we want, that sort of consistency.
Alright, lesson number 2 of the day done. Now it's on to flight number 3 with Reggie, who is walking up to the plane now. So what we're going to do with Reggie for the third flight of the day is go up and practice some slow flight and some stalls. Full disclosure about Reggie, we had a little bit of issue with stalls a couple of months ago. Now we've not actually flown that much since those days, but he has been back and he's been doing really well. And we're going to go up and practice some slow flight and stalls. It is a little bit windier now. The wind has picked up a little bit, so that's going to be something to contend with. But this is the third and final flight of the day, just to kind of let you in on the times for the flights that I've done today. I did a 0.9 with Jonathan, did a 1.1 with Ella. Now we'll see what we do with Reggie. But of course, with Jonathan and Ella, we stayed around the airport, so times are a little bit less. So now with Reggie, we're going to go out to the practice area, which is going to take a little bit longer to get out there, but it's good for students to go through all the procedures for exiting an airport and then re-entering the airport after you've done what you need to do with the manoeuvres and stuff. But here comes the boy. Let's do it.
Alright, let's try to turn this guy. More power for our cruise. Well, you know what? Yeah, that's a mess if anything. It's very calm up here.
It is.
Temper departure, medevac 3,
Definitely down low it wasn't, but
Yeah.
hi man, sweet, good job. Alright, so before any manoeuvre, what do we do?
We got a maneuver, pre-maneuver checklist.
Yes indeed, let's do that.
Reggie is using my very own LewDix Aviation checklist, which is available on my website. The link is in the description. He's had a stop-start beginning to his flight training, so I need to make sure that he's proficient in the various pre-solo maneuvers. Slow flight is one of the things we're going to work on today, and it's a very important maneuver, which for me is a prerequisite to stalls. So let's see how he does.
Alright man, do you want me to show you slow flight again, or do you think you got it?
I think I got it.
Yeah.
So here we go. Carb heat on, pull some power. And I'll pay attention to my airspeed. So I'm in the white arc already, so that's like 10 degrees, right?
2.5, 3 to the north, or northeast of
Make sure it doesn't balloon up.
We got the traffic below.
It's in altitude. When those flaps come in, you have to get that
Red
message.
and white Cherokee, Wiki 551, 4 nautical miles to the southeast of the town of Christmas, northwestbound 4500.
Going down to the 50s, 30 degrees, or we don't do it so much?
Yeah, 30 degrees.
The down, we're going to be Johnny,
There we go.
guys.
I started turning all the way that way. Oh, boy, trying to stall on me.
These are practice area,
I put the nose down to try and avoid that. Jump some airspeed.
But now when you do that, the altitude's dropping, so what do you do?
I can add some power.
There you go, add a little bit of power.
Go.
Probably put it up close to like 19. Yep, perfect. And then you just adjust from there, see what you need. So you are a little bit low at the moment.
I'm gonna stall in, hold on. Put some more power in.
There you go. Use your outside references as well, because it's going to be your best indicator of where the nose is going. And
Right rudder and trying to go back this way, because at this speed, the ailerons, right, they're not so
so effective, 100%. Good job. Well done. Cool. So your speed's good. Your speed's at 50. Altitude is low though. We are 100 feet low, so that's the max we're going to allow.
Airspeed is looking good. Altitude is gaining, but still on the low end. Try to get it back up to 3,000.
Your heading is perfect.
Applying a constant, force of a little right rudder.
Yep.
Oh, I said that I let off a little. And now this thing wants to spin me over to the left. Bro, I'm losing my airspeed as I was focused on trying to correct the heading. Here we go, back in the 50s, almost to 3,000.
Give me a right turn to, let's do a heading of, let's go north.
Alright, a heading of north, so I will just head straight north. That looks like, this plane actually spins around faster than I thought it would. I do have some right rudder though, so maybe that's why.
Right rudder.
There's north on our Garmin. I was looking at this for a sec, so I was going to give it too much, but according to this is north right here.
There you go, north.
60. Hold on, I can get it bang on in just one sec. There we go. It's like spread out.
Looking good,
I'll
man.
let it turn to the left. There we go.
Looking good. How's your altitude?
Altitude is a little high.
A little bit high.
So
what's happening in those turns is you're bringing the nose up a little bit too much.
Oh, so he's just soaring
Climbing a little
upwards.
bit, exactly. But you got the heading. You're within 100 feet, so that's what I'm going to hold you to. And looking good. All right, man. So we're going to recover the maneuver.
Let me talk it out first before I do it, so you let me know. I'm gonna kind of level him off, like put him at the horizon while I put power in. Well, carpet off, then power, and then as the airspeed is rising, gradually remove the flaps. I think that's it, right?
That's it.
Alrighty. Well, let's do that. Carpet. You can. Well, let me set this first. Carpet off, power in. There we go. Take one notch out.
White Skyhawk approximately 2 nautical miles to the east of Lake At 900 feet. We're doing some ground rep. The power lines. Look up below. Head to southbound.
And we're hang on the altitude. Now we're at 73, so it's like we're fine from here. I'll take all of that out.
Doing.
Great job.
Try not to go over 3,000. No, I would say that's pretty recovered. It looks like we're back in a cruise, to be honest.
That is.
Yeah.
That is.
Alrighty. It's okay if we keep heading out this direction?
Yeah, that's fine.
Alrighty, well, let's enter into our slow flight. So I will pull the carpet and pull some power.
Area, weather and retail. Skyhawk to the grid 230. We're 3 miles north of Sporty, heading to a new submarine out.
Second bit in. And 30
Skyhawk
down
941
here.
Romeo.
Keep some of
We
the
about
speed before I start doing my
6
descent.
nautical miles.
Just want to make sure everything's good. Heading.
Southwest.
Let me try to get back on heading.
There you go. That's like discipline. Good job.
Alright.
Lazy.
So now we will be going down. Oh my god.
So that's it. That's all you need as far as the descent. So now go power idle.
Alright.
Start to raise the nose ever so slowly. Kind of keep your hand on the throttle.
Ever so slowly.
Those wings level.
Yeah.
Keep it coming back all the way back on the yoke. Keep it coming, keep it coming. All the way back. Let it stall. All the way. All the way. Tap dancing with those rudders.
Go. I got my feet on them. Ugh.
This wing is dropping a little bit, so give yourself some left. Exactly. More back on this. Pull this all the way. More. All the way.
Oh.
There you go.
Alright.
Oh, great stall, man.
And then, how was the recovery? Power on?
Yeah, so carpet off.
Carpet off, power. Positive rate of climb is what we're going to be looking for.
Full power all the way in. There you go.
One of those off. Oh man, the stalling feeling, it was scary. I was being a little in that. Like,
being a little bit, but well, we'll talk about it when you finish with it.
Yeah, let's keep trying to recover. Remove some flaps so we can get airspeed up. Got a rate of climb almost. Pick out that last bit so we can keep climbing.
Great job.
Reggie is doing well for someone who hasn't been flying consistently. You can see how much he's concentrating during the flight because none of this comes naturally to him at the moment. That fact means that as an instructor, you have to show patience and a willingness to support the student through these tough early stages. With Jonathan and Ella at a more advanced stage, it's important to bring out your inner chameleon again and adapt to your student's needs. And it's important to make sure that the student knows how they did and to receive some encouragement.
Fine job today, man.
Thank you.
And again, difficult conditions, but if we take a look at it, we took off, crosswind takeoff, maintain the centre line of the runway, very nice takeoff. You're not letting this thing control you now, you're controlling it. Out to the practice area, doing your checklist and all that, figured out the trim, nice climbs, nice slow flight initially, good stall. Just repetition, man. Just repetition. How do you feel?
Dude, I was in love with that takeoff. Yeah, I thought that was my best ever, and I don't know, it just felt so smooth.
Yep.
It's crazy because the wind does not feel smooth at all.
No, it's not.
Freaking nauseous up here, dude. It's ugh.
Well, you felt down at 1,300 feet.
That was
down
insane.
there just getting battered around. Got up to 3 and it's a little bit better, but even so.
Another thing to be aware of as a CFI is student fatigue. It's easy for us to go out and do all this flying and feel okay, but put yourself in the student's shoes, which rarely touch the rudder.
This is great banter.
Their brain is going 1,000 miles an hour trying to understand everything that's being thrown at them, and sometimes you may need to adapt to that.
Well, you got to think about it. It's been quite a testing day. Like it's not an easy day to fly.
No.
The winds are all over the place, so it kind of tires you out, tires out your brain.
Oh my god, you know what? That's one thing I've always noticed. After these practice sessions, dude, I have an incredible fatigue. I'll go home, and it's like, that is it, I'm cooked. That's my whole day.
It's funny you say that, because I can actually see it in you.
Really?
Like, I can see it in your face, like you're fatigued from it. I can see it.
And you know, I always find it surprising because really all I'm doing is sitting down, you know, in this little machine and stuff.
Exactly.
I get on the ground and I feel like I've had a whole day's work of like work and stuff. Like, oh my god. And then I always think like, how does this guy do it? He goes out with multiple students a day and he's, oh my god.
You build it up, like you build your skills to a point where it becomes kind of second nature. Not that you don't have to work on your skills, but there was times like during my training where I like, especially my instrument training, I just go home and take a nap. Like, I'm done for the day.
That's exactly how I feel. Like the days I fly, they feel like 2 days. I wake up, I go fly, I go home and I sleep like a whole night's worth of sleep, and then I wake up and I continue my day. Like,
there you go. Okay. See, there's that. He's ready for a nap, man.
Good night.
And that's another reason why I don't like doing really massively long sessions, because at a certain point your brain, especially at first, starts to switch off. You know,
3 mile final inbound.
You don't really retain stuff.
That's true.
Which is why I'm going to land the aircraft on this flight. We haven't started working on landings yet, but with gusty winds and Reggie's fatigue, my decision is to take over and let Reggie relax, which he appreciates. He knows his limitations, which is a good start to his aeronautical decision making. But this doesn't mean that I can relax either. I still have to perform.
Can I get a wind check?
Wind 30011.
Right. You've got to take over that now, Murph's gone.
I don't know if I could ever match that, man.
Oh man, here we go. Alright.
Let's feel it, let's see how it goes. Wow, that was very nice. That was good, man.
I'll take that.
Alright, and here we are in the briefing room at shelter at Orlando Executive Airport. It is now 11:48 a.m. I started today, well, I woke up at 6, got here at 7 o'clock, and that's when I started the day. So 5 hours at the airport, 3 different students, 5 hours. That's not too bad, actually. So that is what it looks like in the day in the life of an independent flight instructor. I much prefer to work as an independent flight instructor rather than working for a school. I did that at the beginning of my flight instruction career, and it didn't really pan out too well towards the end of that. And let me put it this way. As an independent flight instructor, I get to pick my own schedule. I get to spend as much or as little time with the students as necessary. You don't always have to do long sessions with students or be forced into it by flight schools who are, you know, wanting to take people's money. You know, I do as much training as is necessary for each student. For example, like today with Jonathan, 0.9. That's all it took. We were trying to solo, we weren't able to. I'm not going to take him up in the pattern more when I've seen what I need to see. You know, save a little bit of money for his wallet. I much prefer it. It's I can tailor my flight training to each individual student, and I can spend as much time as necessary with those students. I just much prefer it. Students are not here to pad my wallet. I am absolutely here to try and make the best, most skillful and safe pilots as humanly possible. So those are a couple of reasons why I prefer being an independent flight instructor. I absolutely love it. It's fantastic. So I've spent 5 hours at the airport today, and that is my work day done. Or is it? I've got to go home and edit all this. So if you're thinking that 5 hours is all I'm going to do for the day, you're absolutely wrong, because there's more stuff to do. But thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this day in the life of a flight instructor, let me know. Let me know in the comments if there's anything that you want to see in the future. If you want to see more of these or anything else that you want to see from me, please do let me know in the comments. Leave the video a like, and I'll see you all next time.